Alrighty. Whew, I'm here. I've had quite the scramble this morning. Oh man, look at me. I'm like not ready to be here. Hang on one second. Oh, my face. Whew, okay. That looks better. This is the good thing about pre-recorded video versus a live. You can just be like, oh, let's delete that take. The world will never see me with like white crap all over my shirt. How you doing, everybody? Thank you for being here. Had a bit of a scramble getting the computer to work properly. Actually, let me check my battery power and make sure I'm not gonna just randomly lose the computer. Come on, battery. Show me the battery. All right, cool. My battery's good. Ooh, I never expected so many people to already be here when I logged in. How is everybody doing? How's the morning treating you? I'm still eating my toast this morning, by the way. So I'm going to be eating my toast on camera. Sierra, you're in Baltimore. I feel weird eating on camera. Like it feels wrong. Wow, Julie, really? There were like 30 people just hanging out? Now I feel really bad. Oh, man. Oh, Brock, you got to tear up carpet? That sounds like a lot of work. Thank you, everybody. I'm so excited. I'm so shocked. Excuse me. How quickly the channel went from like 10K to 15K. Like, I did not expect that to happen. Italy, man. It's so crazy when I see people from like out of the country. That's amazing. I can't believe like people in like another country actually like watch my channel. Am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Chenna? Or is it pronounced some other way? Because I want to say Chenna in my head, but I might be butchering the pronunciation. John says, I watched you since I saw you on Bob Wells. Really inspired by what you are doing. You have the greatest attitude. Thank you, John. Audrey says, don't forget to like and share my video. Yes, please. That's what's going to help the channel keep growing. John, 50K to 100K. That feels like a massive amount of growth. I mean, I hope it happens. But that'll get me in there with the big timers, man. Annette says, congrats, I'm getting on the road soon. Hope to meet you one day. Stay safe. Annette, you also stay safe, but stay motivated. I find, he just put himself on camera. So guys, this is Mickey. He's my new travel buddy. He just put himself on camera. So I didn't know what he would do. You can't walk on my computer, buddy. But he decided to put himself on camera, so there he is. Hi, Mickey. His favorite thing to climb is like the back of seats. So he's brand new in my life. Hi. I like that he just popped out of nowhere. I was like, well, there's his butt. So everybody's going to know about me. Hi, buddy. like, I'm sick of you ignoring me, so I'm going to get where you are. Like, this isn't like his favorite thing to climb besides me. Isabel was like, when he jumped, I was like, what is that? Oh, strange cat in her van. He's still a baby, and he's actually pretty chill for a baby, honestly. Like, I thought I was gonna have to like keep him like entertained all the time. Half the time he's like, if I can just sit by you, I'm fine. I bought him a cat bed and he slept on my bed. So I was like, okay. Yes, Carol, I have a roommate. Patreon actually knew about him. Patreon and YouTube memberships found out about him. Excuse me real quick. I had to grab a tissue, sorry. But he seems pretty happy in the van. Like, that was my biggest fear, is I didn't want to add, an animal that wasn't, going to be fairly comfortable in the van. He was fairly comfortable with me rather quickly. He made himself at home in the van. When I went out to exercise the other day, he just honestly slept on my bed. I kept running back to check on him just to make sure he was okay. And he was just chilling. Like, he wasn't even doing anything. And then after I'd been gone a while, he like came to me and just wanted to crawl on me. And I was like, oh, you missed me. I feel so special. His name was picked really, really randomly. Like, I looked at him and I was like, Mickey, and that was it. Like, that was his name. Like, sometimes you just look at I mean, it happens with humans too. Sometimes like your kid is born and like their name. And Mickey, okay, Mickey really wants to be on camera right now. He's literally stepping on my keyboard. That is not a place to sit, buddy. Thank you. I will get Mickey some treats. That is not a good place. Why do you want to be on the stove? So I've never had a cat before, and I forget how high they can jump. Oh my gosh. And my hair is also a plaything for him because it wiggles. And so, I'll be doing something and suddenly like he'll just pop up there and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, you can do that. Because he's so little. I don't think he can jump that far, and then like he's just there. And I'm like, okay. I guess you're here. I've bought him toys. His toys are already overrunning the van. Ricky! All right, let's try to get it back. Are we back? Okay, we're back. This is now your live stream, Mickey. I'm just here. He already has a harness. I probably missed some things while he was knocking down the computer. But he has a harness. We actually started harness training yesterday. So I just put the harness on him and he got to like walk around in it. And he was fine. Like, he just walked around in it, and Jesus, Mickey. Go. He's fine. He's going to the floor. I got him a harness and he just walked around in it. He seemed fine in it. Like he didn't reject the harness. For a second he was like kind of biting at it, and then he just kind of did his thing and he didn't care anymore. And he just walked around the van in it, because I heard or I read that you want to get them sort of acquainted to the harness so that it's not like a foreign object. Excuse me. And so like we started his harness training, and so he has like a little harness. It's a kitten harness, which was hard to find. I found a bunch of like adult cat harnesses, but I had a hard time finding one that was small enough for a kitten, and he has a little lead. So I've started getting him used to that, because yeah, I don't want to lose him. He's not really a big explorer. Like he usually wants to be where I am, which is really good, but I don't know if he's going to grow out of that or like or what. But we are starting like a harness and lead training, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time with him in the harness today. And yeah, but like I don't know, like he's great. Like I love him. Like even though he crawls over everything, like he's my little baby. And he just fell trying to get on the dashboard, but he's fine. He didn't fall that far. Sorry, I probably missed some stuff. Samantha, thank you for the Samantha. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Yeah, I was a little late because like, yeah, I was well, he kept getting in the way. He really wanted to get on my shoulder, and I was trying to get dressed, and so like I was like, I need to get clothes on. Like, and he just wanted to like climb all over me. Oh, there you are. Okay. So yeah, he's a great little cat though. He's super chill. I do need to take him to the vet, because the woman just like, she didn't take any of these kittens to the vet. So she basically had like a litter that she was trying to get rid of. And I don't know why she won't just fix her cats, because she had two litters that she was trying to get rid of. But anyway, long story short, I mean, I'm glad that, you know, my cat was there for me to find. I got him. She's like, he hasn't been dewormed. He hasn't had his shots. But he's been inside. Like he hasn't been running outside. I don't see, he's not scratching like he has any evidence of fleas or anything like that, but I do want to get him to the vet. And just make sure everything's okay, you know, get him caught up to wherever he's supposed to be at this point. So that's something I have to do. I know that's gonna Sarah, I am in Maryland. We have to hang out, and you have to meet my baby, because I know you're a cat person, so you can give me advice. Oh my gosh, Sarah, I'm here. Actually, yeah, I need to reach out to you offline. Oh, Be America, thanks. The Humane Society will do everything really cheap and sometimes free. I will check that out. Isabel said, I had cats. It's best to get them fixed when they're young. One of my cats got fixed when he was 2 years old, and he turned while he hated us. Yeah, I'm going to try to get him, you know, fixed sooner rather than later, because I already know I don't want him out there trying to knock up some honeys. My son is not going to be out there just like floating around from girl to girl. I'll take care of that early. Yeah, I'm going to buy Stephanie, in response to you, get the cat fixed and shots and keep the tips of his claws clipped. Yeah, I need to buy some clippers. I didn't want to get them in PetSmart, because usually if you can find something somewhere else, it's cheaper than PetSmart. As far as like actual cat stuff, like, you know, cat beds and litter boxes. I still haven't found a litter box I like either. I just have like a little litter pan shoved in front of the chair, the shoved in front of the passenger seat. But I want to find an enclosed one I really like. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? He's fine. He's 8 weeks old, and he was born in Maryland. In response to the vegan athlete. I forgot what I was saying. I was talking about litter boxes. That's what it was. So this morning, I saw all this like white, like sand looking stuff all over my jackery. And I was like, what is this all over my jackery? And I was like, oh, god dang it, it's the cat tracking litter. Like, I was like, that's what. So I forgot that's going to be a thing I'm going to have to keep up with. I mean, like, no matter what litter box I get, he's probably going to track a little bit of litter. So I'm going to have to get, stay on that every morning. I'll probably just grab my little vacuum. I have my little vacuum right back there. You can actually see it. So I'm probably going to be cleaning up after him every day, as far as like just tracking litter. But like, as soon as, literally the second I set up the litter box, he just walked over and like did his thing, and it was sitting on my driver's seat as I poured the litter out. And I was like, dude, can't you wait till I put this down? And he just went to the bathroom. And I was like, well, at least I know you know what to do. I'm gonna see what I missed while I was losing the computer, so I'm gonna like scroll down. This has become the kitty live stream. Kathleen says, no worries, he'll train you in no time. Yeah, that's what I know. With a cat, you gotta let them kind of lead the way, and there's a little bit of what do they want to do and how do you work around that more than what you want to do. I want to respond to this comment specifically because yeah, I love cats, dogs, everything that kind of like crawls and it's furry. And I was between. I was like, I could go cat, I could go dog, and I was debating sort of the bad and the good of both. Like, cats are, if you get the kind of cat who really wants to be an outside cat, my biggest fear was losing it. The good thing about them having litter boxes is if it is a rainy day or it's kind of miserable outside, like, you don't have to worry about getting them outside to go to the bathroom. The bad thing is you have to find a place for the litter box. Like, people tend to stereotype cats sometimes, especially anti-cat people. Even I do it. Sometimes I stereotype poor cats as if they're all the same. And so, like, my biggest fear was really just a cat that might like dart and get lost, because I've pet sitted those types of cats where they just want to escape. I was afraid of having that cat, the one that just wants to go. And I basically got a cat who's a magnet. So, like, he's like, oh, you're back? We're going to sit right beside each other, and I'm going to be on your shoulder, and I'm only going to crawl around, like, right where you are. So I ended up with a cat who's a magnet. He's the opposite of an escape artist, at least right now. He still gets into stuff, and he'll just, like, pop up out of nowhere, and I'm like, get out of there. And and he got behind my dresser last night, and I don't know how he did it. Like, I don't know where he found the entry point to get behind my dresser. And then he was crying, and then I was able to like get him out. Like, I was able to like convince him to come out. But like, there's this much space. But I know he's a kitten. He can, and cats trick you, even the big ones, because they can kind of flatten their bodies and like end up places, and you're like, what are you doing there? And how did you get there? I did go and meet a puppy the other day, and it just was not the right fit. And then this guy, he was just the right fit. you just turn that back on. And so, like, I don't know, it just felt right. And when you meet like the animal that's supposed to be yours, like, it feels right. You are not going to step on my computer again. You don't control the live stream. He's like, yes, I do. It's my live stream now. Whoop. There he goes. He keeps activating that. Stop it. That's one of his favorite perching spots, like right there. um Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Mickey says thank you too, even though he keeps showing me his butt. Inevitably, all content on the internet will become a pet chat. That would be better than some of like the evil and anger that pops up on the internet sometimes. I did not. I got him from a person who had listed on Craigslist that she was trying to find homes for a litter of kittens. I've talked about the litter box, so I'm going to skip that question. I I'm going to kind of address this. Yes, a dog is better protection, but like you have to have the right environment for a dog. And it has to be the dog that fits with you. I am not always on BLM land. I am not always parking in places where it's easy for me to open the door and let the dog have some freedom. So it's also a matter of like, you know, just getting a dog for my protection and not knowing I can also give them a good life while they're providing that protection is not a good life for that dog. And so, like, my perfect dog would probably be so small that he ain't going to protect much. He'll make some noise, but he ain't going to protect much. And I do not feel like I feel like if this van breaks down and for some reason I can't fix it right away and I need to stay with someone, he is small enough, you know, even as he grows into a full-size cat, that, you know, if I have to lock him in, you know, I hate to say that word, but keep him in a bedroom, like, with me and, like, not bother people, it's a little bit easier. Like, it's a lot to ask somebody to take on you and your dog. It's still a lot to ask them to take on you and your cat, because cats can also be trouble, but I feel like it's a better situation for the kind of securities I have if this van breaks down and I need to call in a favor. I'm having some trouble here, guys. So like I feel like I can work him around my, besides the fact I just feel like this is like we were meant to be together. Like, this is my little magnet. Like he just ends up where I am all the time, but I feel like it's also about being the right animal companion. And I feel like this is the right animal companion for me right now. So yeah, I love dogs. I adore dogs. I cannot see fitting a dog into my van life as it is right now. So yeah. I scrolled up because I thought I might have missed something. So now I've been scrolling up to answer some like past questions. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit, so I'm gonna be fast forwarding to kind of catch up to what people are saying or like right now. There he is. Raquel says, I'm making it harder to tell my daughter no pets in the arm. I'm sorry. Kathleen Klein says, I carried cats in my big truck for years. I had one that attacked any new. So can we train you to be an attack kitty? You just like anybody come in the van, you're like, ow! He's like, I don't know. My basic journey, what's up? I just saw you were in the live stream. Yeah, this is also where he likes to be, like on my shoulder. I literally walk through PetSmart with him just on my shoulder. Julie, this was a lot of the part of my decision. With the dog, it's harder to stealth in the city, easier if you don't work outside your home. Yeah, and that's the thing, is like that was always like my thing, is like if I got a dog, how much of a barker would he be? And I don't want to take that away from a dog, because that is what a dog is doing to do its job, which is protect its home. You know? He just loves to be on my shoulder, I swear. Like, that's his thing. He's like happy now. He like found where he wanted to be. Yes, yes, SLR. I got this little nut job right here. He just popped up in the live stream. People were like, "You got a cat?" I did. I have a cat, and he's like super chill. As I said, he was just the right pet at the right time. Like this is, this was supposed to happen. We had a fly, just one little stupid fly, which got on my nerves. Got into the van last night, and that was like his favorite toy for like 2 hours. Like he was just chasing that thing all over the van. He was like trying to swat at it. He like tried to jump at it and fell. Like he was just really Mickey, Mickey. He's like, I don't care. Um so yeah, he was after that fly, man. I don't think he caught it, but he was trying his bestest, and that was like, and usually I'm just annoyed by flies, but I spent the longest time just watching him like chase that fly, because he was like, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. He never got it, but I was singing this morning. Patricia, thank you for the $10 super chat. Did I ever answer where I put the litter box? The litter box is in front of my passenger seat on the floor right now. It's an open litter box because like at the time I just grabbed the cheapest thing I could get. It's one of those disposable ones. And it's good enough for now, but it's not my long-term solution. Like I'm gonna try to find a small enclosed litter box. And yeah. Julian says cat sneak, climbing towers, or perch on top of other things. Put a flat board on top of your pantry cabinet so you can perch up there on top of. Yeah, I think I also need to do a rebuild because I'm sort of like making it work right now, but I think the way the van is arranged right now, it's also not prime for him in general. Like I've made things work, and right now he just uses my car seats as his perch. Like he's always up there. So yeah. That's his thing right now, is my car seats. Samantha says dogs have owners, cats have staff. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure you typed this when he was trying to do the live stream and he was on my computer. He's like, I know how this works. This is my job now. Audrey says, like, now you have to cat proof the van. I have done the best I can, but I think he's going to show me things I didn't think about. Aren't you? Yeah. Excuse me. I always feel like, ugh. Okay. But he's doing mostly fine. And like I said, a lot of the times, like, he just wants to be up underneath of me. Or like near where I am. So that is good. It makes me feel encouraged. Because my greatest fear was also like just him darting off and me not being able to find him. I do want to get him microchipped, definitely. When I take care of all like the vet stuff. But yeah. This whole live stream has turned out to be about Mickey. Julie, did I see your $9.99 super chat? Yeah, I did. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna need all that because I now have somebody to take care of. Dog Timmy trained to use a litter box as well. Yes, but if you have a large dog, I don't think it's like you can also train them to go on those little pee-pee pads. Which depending on like how, size of the dog and sort of what they do. Because I've had little dogs that were trained to use the pads, but also dogs, they, in general, especially if they don't have a house, you want to be getting out and walking them. The cat is perfectly happy to dart around this van all day. Like, he never needs to leave it and he's perfectly fine. So I think like there's ways to get around it. But like for me right now, especially because it's not even that I still have to do so much city dwelling, that I think the cat is a better fit than a dog. And the biggest thing right now is financially, I still think I could find a way for me and the cat to be somewhere easier than I could me and a dog if something bad happens to the van. Because honestly, like, I'm doing okay on YouTube. I can get by. I can survive. I can afford him, assuming like, nothing massive happens. Nothing like massive happens. I feel like me and him would be okay. But I would be worried about so many more things with a dog. Like, even if I have to go get like a regular like day job, I feel like with the dog, I would be highly worried about what I was going to do with the dog all day. As long as the temperature's okay and I have a bunch of fans that I can always put on if I leave him in the van on a hot day. But I can also take him with me, honestly. Like, I could like put him in a carrier, and bring him indoors with me places really, really easily. And I think that would be much more difficult with a dog. So I know that it could happen that, I love my 15K. I hope that I keep growing on YouTube. But if YouTube becomes unsustainable and I have to get a regular job, I think I can work this situation around that situation more than the dog situation. And I feel like if you have a pet and you really love that pet, it's like your child. There's no giving it up because like life gets hard. It's like, what do I have to do to make this work so that me and my pet and my companion are okay? Because like, this is my companion for the next however many years that he lives. Like, he's not going anywhere. There's no compromise in that. But my favorite dog breed that I really want to get someday, and I do want a dog someday, is a pit bull. And I love pit bulls. And people think pit bulls are evil, but some of the sweetest dogs I've met have been pit bulls, and pit bulls are really hard to adopt. And so I think one day my heart will be pulled towards a pit bull, and hopefully I'll be in the right situation to have that pit bull. But yeah, kitty parrot. He pretty much is a kitty parrot. But to have that really big dog, at the very least, I would like to feel financially comfortable enough to be boondocking more often and not feel like there is a chance I'm going to end up back in sort of that normal job situation where, I have to worry about where is this animal? Is he comfortable for like 10 to 12 hours a day? So I feel like I can figure that out easier with him than I can a dog right now. So it was the right fit. Cats live forever. Do I have cat allergies? Here's the weird thing. I am not allergic to all cats. I have been allergic to some. Usually if I just get some over-the-counter allergy medication, it's fine. I need to screenshot him on my shoulder. Too cute. Believe me, he'll get in this position a lot. It's like his thing. This is like his spot. I walked through PetSmart and he never moved. He was right here. He was literally right here the entire time I walked through PetSmart. Microchips start at $45 by veterinarians in California. I would love to get him microchip now in Maryland, not in California. And that's more like I'd like to have it done before we start moving west. There's actually a question not about him. Do you have any van life regrets? I don't. Nothing big. What are you doing? Yes, there are. There's such bad information about those dogs, but I don't have any major van life regrets, as it were. I don't know. I have to think about that. Thank you for the $19.99 super chat. Elizabeth Bennett. Thank you. He's the cutest thing ever. He's just super comfortable. He's like, this is great. I like this spot. This is where I wanted to be. Dave Van says you can leash train cats too. Yeah, we're working on that. He has a lead and a harness already. Deborah Starling says it's harder to date when you live in a van. Well, it's a good thing I'm not trying. I would say if your priority is dating, yeah, van's probably not the best choice. But dating was terrible before van life. That was it's not like the van made anything any harder, better, easier. As far as dating, that specific aspect of life, I have never been good at that. I'm really, really good at having what I like to call intimate friendships, where I meet somebody and we are awesome and we are close, and that rare thing that happens to me where I actually like spending all the time with somebody. And then I'm I really like you. And they're but we're just friends. So like that was life before the van. Um I don't really have like a like huge priority on like dating. Like I feel like if the right person comes, they'll come and like it'll happen. Um yeah, his whiskers were cut. I'm sorry, I just saw that. I've seen that scroll down a couple times. But the lady who had him actually cut his whiskers. So like I don't know what they look like when they're fully grown. Guess we'll find out. Um so yeah, that's the answer to the dating question, which comes up a lot. Is like I don't try and I'm not looking. If they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. You know, um, I'm not trying to design my life to make that optimal. So it's not like I'm gonna do things to make it like optimal to meet someone that way. Uh it's like my whole van situation. It's like I started out in a car, pretty much homeless by like a lot of people's standards. And at the time I was looking for standard housing, and then somewhere along the way I was like, well, if I could just get a bigger vehicle, I could live by myself. I wouldn't have to worry about like renting to in uncomfortable situations. I guess that's the thing. Is like I've rented in a lot of situations that were uncomfortable and made me unhappy. And so the idea of like living out of a vehicle as long as I could find a bigger one, at the time I was in a car, began to appeal to me. And like I got my first minivan on a payment plan. My toast has gotten cold because I got distracted by you. Look, my toast is cold. It's cold, Mickey. It's cold. I don't even want to eat it because you distracted me. uh it's not a toy. It's just my napkin. He's following the it's funny. He's following the napkin. um and so like the when I got the minivan, it basically fulfilled my minimal needs to live comfortably, to be honest. Um uh, um and I don't know, it just worked. And so it wasn't the most ideal situation. Like people always ask, do you want to stand up in your van? Of course. Like, of course. Like the most optimal prime situation, the top all lovers would be a standing height van. Like, of course, I would love to walk into my van and be fully standing up. But I was comfortable and had everything I needed, not wanted, but needed in the minivan. And like, I've just settled into that and it was great. And then I got offered the opportunity to get a larger van. And so I got this van. When I was in the minivan, I don't think I could have handled even a cat. Especially because, yeah, I was doing YouTube, but most of my money was coming from jobs where I was not in a vehicle most of the day. So even just for feeding an animal and taking care of it properly, a pet did not fit into my life at that point. Now, I think you can have a minivan and have a pet, especially if you're actually able to boondock or actually able to be like out away from the city most of the time, or have property that you can stay on. You're not going to I think Mickey decided I was boring and he just cut me off. He was like, "You're talking too much." Let me see if I can get you guys to see him. He's right there. You were banished from the live stream. He just does what he wants to do. Like, he was like, "End this." Oh my gosh, he makes me laugh so much during the day. Like, he just does stuff and I will just be laughing at him. Oh man. Kathleen, that is a good idea. She said start a separate bank account for Mickey. Mickey is the cat for anybody who just jumped in. That way money's there if you need them for emergencies. That is actually a really great idea. It is funny that he just ended the live. He was just like, "This is over. Bye." Renee says whiskers are important for cats' equilibrium. That lady was awful to cut them. I'm gonna let them grow back out, so we'll see what they look like in like a couple of months. He's fine. Corinne, I don't think I thanked you for your 1999 super chat. Thank you so much. The super stickers are so cute. I'm gonna switch things up for a second. Hopefully he won't come back over here and end the live stream. He was done. He did start chewing my wires on my Jackery the other day. And so I was like, I gotta really watch hanging wires, because he was about to go to town on my Jackery. He was like, "Oh, this is a great like thing." And then like I had some wires dangling. That's why I said I thought I had cat-proofed the van, but then there was stuff I didn't think about till he started fooling with it. And so there was a cable hanging down for me to charge my phone. And I had taken my phone off and it was just angling, hanging. So he's like, "Oh, this is cool. I want to play with this." And I was like, I got to watch for leaving wires hanging around, because those are apparently toys. No matter what I buy him, he's going to find toys that I didn't know were toys. So I have to keep looking out for stuff like that. uh, Lady saw fam with a van. Thank you for the $2 super chat sticker thing. Mickey really he's just made me feel like really good. Like I love him. I can't even explain how much I love this little guy. He's just, oh my gosh. It was just time and I felt like it. And then like, I was able to get him. Jasmine James asked me if I emptied my storage yet. I did not. And I need to be done before the end of September. So like I took a bunch of stuff to Goodwill. I have a bunch of stuff that's set aside to go to trash. I have a few boxes I need to look through a little more carefully. And I have a bed that my aunt is supposed to be taking, so I need to get that transferred over to her. But I'm waiting for her to get back to me on that. So yeah. It can be done in the next couple days. It's just not done yet. Which is why I didn't want to get here like too close to the end of the month, because I probably would have ended up having to pay for October just to be able to have time to move everything. So it's much better that I took care of it, or like I've had time to like go slow-ish. It's not like perfectly slow. Mickey, your fly is back. I thought it was gone. He must have came through a crack in the window. He was chasing that fly last night, man. He wanted to get that fly and he couldn't catch it. Oh my gosh. I hope I didn't miss anything. Brock Xavier says it's gonna be so weird to see your videos from your road trip without him. Yeah, now that was gonna be weird because it's like you have a cat, and then like some people are gonna be confused. And I was like, this was filmed before the cat. That's gonna be my new like marker. It used to be like changing vans, and now the new marker is before the cat, after the cat. Whew. I'm sure I've missed some stuff. One, because like he's distracted. He's actually looked like he's going to sleep. He must have finally got tired. That's why he wanted the live stream over. He was like, I'm tired. Enough of this. Patricia says he looks very healthy. He seems really healthy. Um, Even though he's never seen a vet in his life, apparently. So that's good. Like I said, I haven't seen any scratching. I don't see like any like visible signs of anything that's problematic, but I still want to get him to a vet and just like get him all caught up on everything. Angie says, would I ever think of having a home base in the future? If it's the right time and I have the right money, yes, but it's not a priority. Like right now, it's not like I feel like I'm suffering because I don't have a home base. Like the only time I wish I had property is when I want to do renovations on the van, because it sometimes sucks, trying to do it in like a Home Depot parking lot. And sometimes I feel like I would do a better build if I had time. And so like the bad thing about not being able to build at a home base or a safe space is it's time. Um Whoa. So yeah, so that's the only reason that's the only time I sometimes wish I had a home base. And honestly, that home base could be a warehouse. It doesn't have to be a house. It doesn't even have to be land. I've sort of moved away from that. Like if I had a warehouse where I could pull the van in and park, and there were like bathrooms, and like I could set up a cot and like sleep on that until I finish my projects, and then like, you know, go out and like work on the van until it's done and at a slower pace, that would be nice. Because when you build, you can build in like Home Depot parking lots and stuff, but you always feel rushed. You don't know if the next day somebody will be like, you're not allowed to do that here. You don't know. There's so many things you don't know. Like you're just betting on the fact that you won't be kicked out of this place where you're doing your work. And so it's really hard to do things that are really intricate or take days of work when you don't really have that ability to not live in the van for a while you're doing it, and really take your time with projects the way you want to. So sometimes I feel like I throw things together because I just don't have the time or the space. But as far as like, I want a house to winter in, like I've never had that thought. It's more like at the times when I need to really pull this van apart and do something, it would be nice to know I'm in a safe space that I'm not going to be kicked out of. That is also convenient to me. So yeah. I think like there's more efficient space in this van than I'm using right now because I don't have the right build. I don't even think there's anything wrong with the van. Like I'm perfectly comfortable in a van, but I would love to like do a different sort of build. So yeah. That was a long answer to the home base question. Audrey says, I wouldn't know how to explain to a guy how I lived for him to understand, LOL, so I just don't date. I would like to, though. I mean, there's a difference. I don't know that I want to date. I would love to find the right person for me. But like when I think of dating, I think of people who like to go out every night and go to nightclubs and like be somewhere every night and have these dinners. And I don't know how interested I am in dating in that traditional sense so much as meeting someone who compliments me and is into the lifestyle. Because I think it'd be hard for me to be with somebody who isn't into the lifestyle. Or at least doesn't have that same like sort of spirit. I don't know how to explain that, but maybe you guys will understand. Do 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 do. Did I miss anybody? Let me see. Do do do. I scrolled back and now I'm scrolling down. Okay, right says you may need to cover any cables as well. My cat has cost me hundreds of dollars in cables. The other one has no interest. Yeah, I need to watch out for my cables, especially the biggest danger is like cables I use occasionally because like I would plug in my phone and then I would leave the cable dangling and like use my phone and then plug my phone back in. And now I'm realizing like after I charge my stuff I need to like remove the cable and put the cable away because if they're out he has the potential to like get into see it as a toy, and so I don't want him to do that. And so like after I finish like charging my phone or my laptop or anything I need to put the cable away so that it's not accessible. So that's the thing that he taught me, and I'm sure he's going to keep teaching me stuff. Julie Spencer says you may be the mama but he's still the boss. Joanne C. You asked what did you miss? Can you see him? I don't know if you can see him. There he is. He got in there on his own. The top is open right now because he hated this thing at first. So I left the top open so he could get in as he felt like it, and now he's in there kind of chilling. Baking soda in the cat litter to cut down on the smell. I just saw that. I see a lot of comments about the whiskers. Scrap and Fox X, what do I do for internet? I use my cell phone. That's what I do. I just hotspot from my cell phone. My tablet is also on a separate plan and it can also hotspot. So between like my tablet and my phone, I either use the internet directly on the phone or the tablet, or I'll use it to hotspot to another device. And since they both have separate phone plans and both have hotspots, I'll just use those to get on the internet. Yeah. Dave Van says I've been cat proofing for years. Guess who's winning? The cats. The cats are winning. Because the cats are like, you thought you hit everything, but I find it. Crystal Thomas says get some pool noodles or check plumbing department somewhere for small ones that will cover the wires. The problem is like things I use to charge. So it's stuff that's like not plugged in all the time. He pretty much hasn't gotten to like the wires, because like that area is just unappealing to him right now. But like I said, I really just want to do a rebuild because I'd like to enclose that whole electric space in the back. So it's not even an option for him. And it's a closed off space. But that's right now it's like it's temporary cat proofed as much as I can. Like I said, the problem is like my cell phone wire and just remembering to like remove those like after I like charge my cell phone or something like that. Ramona says, I'm like you, Dawn. Dating is over for me. I want to settle down. Exactly. And nobody wants to do that. So you go on, like, the modern thing is like Tinder and all these dating apps. And like, nobody on there is serious. And like, I know I'm not that old, but I feel like I'm too old to be playing around. Like, I want to meet somebody who's like looking for like that settled down style. Now we're gonna go out and we're gonna go to dinner. We're gonna have, and I don't mind like going to dinner as like, oh, like we just met. We're trying to figure out if we like each other. But like, I feel like a lot of the modern like dating apps are really built around like just going out and stuff. For everybody who's asking, he has a harness actually. I would put it on him right now, but he's in his zone. I'm missing a piece. There it is. I was like, where's the rest of his harness? I'm not gonna bother him because he's actually sleepy. He's had an exciting morning. He's probably mad at, he tried to end the live stream like 3 times already. So he was done. All right. So yeah, this is his little harness right here. And he had it on yesterday. And then he has like a really long like lead because I read with cats, they're in charge as always. So when they get outside, they know the harness and lead are there, but you almost want them to not feel like it. So we started working on this like yesterday. He doesn't really mind the harness so much, but he wouldn't really walk. He just kind of stood there. And then he chased the ant for like 5 seconds, and then he just wanted to climb on my shoulder, but like he likes to do. But yeah, this is a little harness and lead. Thank you for everybody congratulating me on the 15K. I hope I didn't miss any super chats. Sometimes these things, it just scroll up. Kathleen Klein says lots of commercial real estate available now due to virus. Yeah, but I'm still broke. Like, you don't know how much I still live month to month. Like, I'm doing it with YouTube instead of some like crappy like sandwich shop job. Oh, you know what's interesting? I don't know how well I can show this to you guys. And I'm probably revealing way too much about where I am, but I used to work there. You see that Potbelly shop over there? I used to work there. Actually, my friend Sarah, if she's still in the stream, we worked at Potbelly together, but not this one. It was the one at BWI Airport. But I used to work there. And I lived month to month working at a sandwich shop. And I've lived month to month getting by on YouTube. And if I can keep getting by on YouTube and not go back to the sandwich shop, and it's about the same level of living month to month, at least when I'm doing YouTube, I'm free to move and travel, you know? So it's not like I had like this great, financial situation before YouTube. So if I'm pretty much living the exact same poor lifestyle, except with the ability to do YouTube, I might as well see if I can keep, and I have the potential to build YouTube. Like when I worked at Potbelly Sandwich Shop, or like anywhere else I worked, you know, your ability to advance is based on like pleasing. I mean, it's still based on pleasing people on YouTube, because you guys have to like want to see more of my videos for me to make it and build YouTube. But it's a different sort of thing. Like, you have to please a manager, and then like once you become a manager, you have to please a regional manager, and then once you become a regional manager, you have to please whoever the heck else is up, you know. And it was like not as happy a life. And I am not rich. I'm still very poor. You know, in the grand scheme of things, my standard of living has, well, besides the fact obviously I went from like a car to a minivan to a full-size van, you know, besides that, you know, my standard of living hasn't advanced really, as far as like the amount of money I make. You know, I live from month to month. I honestly went broke coming out here. I had like a savings account, and I ended up, because like my unemployment wasn't that much anyway, and then when my YouTube increased, they're like, oh, you don't need the unemployment anymore, because you have to report any income you get. And then so I was just pretty much living off YouTube at that point. And you know, gas is expensive, and those last couple of states, like from Kansas to Maryland, I was just pushing it. I was like, I need to get into Maryland. And so even though, oh my God, gas is so much cheaper outside of California, now I see what everybody's talking about. Like, I'm like, what? How much a gallon? Like, even pandemic prices in California are crazy compared to everywhere else. But either way, gas is expensive. So like, or, you know, adds up over time. So I ended up going into my savings account that I had when I left California. And so I went a little bit broke getting out here. I'm okay, you know, 22nd has passed. I've got my next like YouTube money, and you know, but I'm gonna need most of that to get back to California. And hopefully like in the future, like I won't have to move so fast. Like, I would love to make another like East to West Coast trip just for fun without a storage unit to take care of. And sorry, I need to watch the time. Thank you, Vanlife Shorts, for the $20 super chat. It will definitely go into the Mickey savings fund. Mickey the cat. He is knocked out. Like, oh my gosh. He is like knocked out in there. Let's see how close we can get on him. Oh shoot! Sorry. Can you see him? He's like he's half opened his eyes, but he's just knocked out. He's like, okay, you wouldn't end the live stream, so I'm just going to sleep. I don't know if you can see that little thing at the foot of my bed. I bought that for him. He never uses it. I think he scratched on it twice. But yeah, so like, I guess my point is like, I'm not rich. I'm not like banking in the dough. Like, you know, my build is still like, you know, besides the stuff that was in here, Ken did an amazing job. You know, I had a sink, you know, I already had a bomb solar setup that I could not afford to recreate to this day. But like, you know, I have my little like platform bed that honestly needs to be rebuilt. I have like plastic drawer system. I've been gifted some beautiful things that have advanced my life so much. But you know, I'm not rich. I'm just making it month to month, and I've just been fortunate enough that YouTube has advanced to the point where I could do that. And so like, I'm so glad I started this YouTube. I'm so glad I have this community. Like, you guys are mostly positive. I have to say, the times that there has been negativity have been like so small in comparison to all the positive that I've gotten from, you know, starting a YouTube and sharing my journey on YouTube. And so like, it makes me happy. And yeah, that was a bunch of rambling that went nowhere. um all right, so I'm gonna have to pop off of here real quick, because my cousin has a friend who's gonna look at my van. I haven't talked a lot about this, but I do have a coolant leak in the van. I'm not sure where the leak is. And I've just kept coolant in the van. And like I fill up the reservoir and I check on it every once in a while. It's not a massive leak and it's not all the time. And I don't know what the source is, but every once in a while, like I'll see like a puddle under the van, and it seems to be coolant because like that's the thing that I've been filling up a lot along the way. So he's going to take a look at the van, and so I need to get to DC so that he can look at that. And so I'm going to have to pop off of here pretty soon. Yes, I do have more write-offs with YouTube. Thank you, Vegan Athlete. Like I keep receipts for everything so I can like write stuff off. Let me see. Dave Van, thank you for $10 for cat stuff. Jennifer, sorry, Jennier. Is that Jennier Sanchez? Why the picture of Lin-Manuel? Do you still have it? I feel like Lin-Manuel is very motivating for my there's a Lin-Manuel like story he told one time about how he went to a friend's party and he said hello, and then because he was talking about like self-motivation, and so he went to his friend's party, he said hello, then he got back on the train and left. So he fulfilled the tenets of like being there for his friend's birthday party, but still knew he needed to work on Hamilton, I think it was at the time. And I've always found that a good story for when I feel weird about doing things socially, when I feel like I need to do something for me. And so that's why the Lin-Manuel picture, I really found motivation in that story. And so whenever I need motivation or need to remind myself sort of what the picture of motivation is, I look at Lin-Manuel. So that's why Lin-Manuel, Miranda. Sarah says, we got out of the sandwich life. Stay strong. Really, Sarah, we need to meet in real life because I'm here in Maryland. Obviously, I just pointed to Potbelly. I'm just glancing real quick. DX, how you even date during COVID? Apparently, people are doing it. All right, so I'm going to have to pop off of here just because I need to go talk to this guy about my van. I just want him to take a look at it without me having to go to a shop. He fixed up he's a friend of my cousin's and he fixed up her car apparently. So, I think it'd be cool to like talk to him, a trusted person of another person. And I have to go. So bye everybody. I'm glad you got to meet Mickey. He introduced himself very funnily. It just popped up into camera suddenly behind me. And I love you guys. I will have to scroll through here and see if there is any other questions I'll address in the future somehow. But yeah, I have to go. I don't want to leave, guys. This chat is so fun. All right. Bye-bye.